Habits, why are they so hard to change? Well, I'm Dr. Steve Kopecky, a preventive cardiologist at Mayo Clinic, and after surviving 2 bouts of cancer, I tried to find out what types of behaviors people could adopt to avoid disease, avoid illness, and live a long life. Now let's get into it. Habits are interesting. Your brain loves habits. Why? Because the brain can do something else while you're doing a habit. Now, what do I mean by that, and why is it important? You know, about 20% of our energy goes to our brain. So, 1 million years ago on this planet, we would send a lot of our energy to our brain, and it was hard to get all the energy. We didn't have convenience stores in every corner, refrigerators full of food, and pantries overflowing. So your brain had to be the primary recipient of the energy in our body. When the brain works, it takes a lot of energy. So if you're doing a habit, it doesn't take as much energy. Why? Because it's done it so many times before. All mammals have habits. You have habits, I have habits. Have you ever driven to work and thought, gee, I don't remember driving to work? That was a habit. Do you park in the same place all the time? Walk the same way? When you go to the grocery store, do you walk down the same aisles? Those are all habits. They're very efficient habits. They're very hard to change. They can work for us if they're healthy habits. They can work against us if they're unhealthy habits. And believe me, we all have both. One thing about habits, though, that make them very hard to change is you never forget a habit. The habit is always there with you. So how do you break a bad habit? You know, that's an oxymoron because it just doesn't happen. Habits are with you all of your life. Once you learn a habit, it's always there. I remember my father, who smoked long before I ever met him, before I was ever on this earth. 30, 40 years after stopping smoking, he'd have a problem and I'd see him reach. He'd reach into his top pocket to get a cigarette and it wasn't there. So those bad habits never go away. What you can do is replace them with healthy habits, but they have to be very small, very tiny changes so the new habit can grow. And make sure when you're trying to make a new habit, make sure it's healthy, because it'll help you the rest of your life. To learn more about this topic and so much more, check out my book, Live Younger Longer, written by me, Dr. Stephen Kopecky. You can find the book at mcpress.mayoclinic.org or wherever you buy books. Thanks for listening. See you next time.